Alrighty, Ramsey show ending, after show beginning. There we go, and let's make sure this works as well. That does. Okay. Alrighty. And I put stuff in the wrong order. That's okay. Alrighty. Live from Cabot, Arkansas. It's the Ramsey Show After Show with your host, Coach Steve Money. And I'm going to do 2 songs here at the beginning. And if you scroll down on my page, past Oak Island, past live streams, past answering your financial questions, and on before the Ramsey Show After Show, which is this one, this one is number 370, done quite a few of those. The music playlist is here, and I have about 9 Ramsey adjacent songs, so listen to those if you're so inclined. I'm gonna do 2 of them right now. I have to. Just a little housekeeping. There we go. Turn on the monetization. Alrighty. Okay, so once again, thanks to everybody for watching. Alright, let's do some show here and sing along. This from music by Dua Lipa and others, from her song Levitating. Well, there it is. Okay. What? Nope, that's not the right. There it is. Unreal. Why is that? No. Unreal. Okay, so click on that. Keeps, oh, that's the problem. Okay. I apologize. Okay. Oh, it's playing already. Duh. Okay. There we go. All right. Maybe I'll edit all that out. All right. Sing along. If you want to... Messed up. I also realized I forgot to... No, camera's good. Okay. Forgot to center the camera as well. Okay, take 2. If you want to fix your finances, I know a guy can help you get debt free. And if you didn't know he has a show, and let me tell you, the advice is really great for you and me. Step 1, start an emergency fund, then it's time to pay off your debt. That's step 2, that you're beginning, smallest largest you'll be winning, ain't seen nothing yet. You and me, this time we're reppin'. Hey, look at us, we're baby stepping. This is the way, we're baby stepping. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. We're baby stepping. 1,000 fund, pay off debt, full fund, invest, kid college, pay off house, build wealth. We're baby stepping. Then you'll be in step 3, saving for emergencies, and that's financial peace. 30 cents my club is because you bring in gazelle intensive, then there's less urgency. Step 4, investing, retirement, needs addressing, save your kids a college gift. Before you know, your step 6, paying off your residence. Step 7, build wealth and give. You and me, day plan we're ripping. Hey, look at us, we're baby stepping. This is the way, we're baby stepping. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. We're baby stepping. 1,000 fund, pay off debt, full fund, invest, kid college, pay off house, build wealth. We're baby stepping. If you pay cash instead of lease, then your wealth will be increased. You can have financial peace. If you pay cash instead of lease, then your wealth will be increased. You can have financial peace. A name for every dollar, that's intention. What up, Matty Bags? Hashtag mention. Do the steps that go of apprehension. I said a name for every dollar, that's intention. What up, Matty Bags? Hashtag mention. Do the steps that go of apprehension. You and me, day plan we're ripping. Hey, look at us, we're baby stepping. This is the way, we're baby stepping. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. If you pay cash instead of lease, you can see your wealth increase. You can have financial peace. If you pay cash instead of lease, you can see your wealth increase. You can have financial peace. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. We're baby stepping. 1,000 fund, pay off debt, full fund, invest, kid college, pay off house, build wealth. We're baby stepping. Come on. Alrighty. Okay, and the next song. This is the first Ramsey Jason song that I wrote. Just the lyrics, of course. Music by Ed Sheeran. Like all plans, it starts with step 1. $1,000 emergency fund. In step 2, you pay off all your debt. Except mortgage, we don't do that yet. So pay off your consumer debt. Every one of the charges, from smallest to largest. Baby step 3 is next. Full emergency fund of expenses. You stay gazelle intensive. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach, that's why I coach, and why I host my YouTube show. If you don't like the way it's working out, then you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, then you should do Dave's baby steps. Now step 4 is when you can take a breath. Go let's guzzle and invest. Step 5 is to save for your kids. No student loans at all for college. 6 is to pay off your home. Step 7, build your wealth and don't keep it all yourself, and you've lived like nobody else. And now you get to live large, and now you get to give large. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him, I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach, and why I host this YouTube show. If you don't like the way it's working out, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Trumpet, take it home. Beep 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 boop beep beep beep. Come on. Alrighty. That's that one. Did that song as well. Alright. So I realized about halfway through that one may not have had the music playing on that one. So it might have been an a cappella treat for whoever is watching. Sorry about that. Let's see. Where would that be? Let's try this.
If everything you're doing is bad, I want you to know this.
Okay. So that works. Maybe the songs work too. All right. If not, sorry about that. You can check in the music playlist. Again, that is there. How about we get rid of that so I don't do that again? Right in the music playlist right there between answering your financial questions and Ramsey Show, Aftershow show, which is this one. The answering your financial questions show is on the weekends at 4 p.m. Eastern time, Saturdays and Sundays. Market report. Everything down today, as you can see. Investors on edge ahead of Fed. Let's see if, let's reload it, see if there's something new. I don't know if they were, let's see, we got new news on when the Fed is meeting. I don't know if that was supposed to be today or not. Boom, boom, boom. Because they're trying, the Fed began its 2-day monetary policy meeting on Tuesday. Okay, so it was expected to announce Wednesday that it is keeping rates on hold. That because inflation is continuing to go up because people insist on spending money despite the high inflation. But as we can see, everything down here in the market. Let's check other countries. Everything down in Europe, mostly down in Asia. currency. The euro down against the US dollar up against the Japanese yen. The US dollar up against the British pound low. US dollar up against the Canadian dollar E, and also US dollar. It's a clean sweep for the US dollar against everybody, because they also above the Australian dollarmate. So cool. And that does seem to happen quite a bit when the market is down, such as it is. The US dollar seems to be up against the rest of the world. Oh, just for fun, let's check the crypto. Bitcoin didn't crash after the halving. I had some mistakes, things that I did not know about how it would work. And so I thought that is what happened these other times. Let's see. I thought that's what happened on these crashes here, but it's got nothing to do with that. This is just crypto bros saying, I'm gonna sell and lock in my gains, and then once it gets down here, some of them bought it again, and then same thing when it happened here, very quickly turned around, but here it took a long time for it to come back, and then now it's slowly dripping down after the halving. HLVING, fun word. Oh, we already looked at that. This from Field Reporter Sid. It's from CNBC's Make It segment on work. Lowest salary Americans will accept at a new job reached a record high. So this is the average, I guess. More people looking for a new job and they have high salary expectations. The lowest average paid people would be willing to accept a new job reached $81,822 annual salary as of March. New series high since 2014. And it's a big jump from November when respondents said they need an offer of $73,391 on average to take a new job. All right. And then some people say they can't even find it, much less to find a job, much less to even take one. So, see what else is trending. 10 in-demand remote jobs. This American bought a $1 home in Italy and spent $446,000 renovating it. It improved her work-life balance. All right. Hopefully didn't go into debt for that renovation. 40-year-old pay off $20,000 in credit debt, then cut up her credit cards. Should do that immediately when you're going to get out of debt. You decide you're going to get out of debt. That's when you should cut up the card. This couple grew their basement side hustle into a business that brings in $4.5 million a year. And how to start a lucrative side hustle from 4 people who've done it. You can be more successful than you think. Alrighty. And to the questions. Let's see what we got going on here. From Professional Jello 656, remove life insurance from truck loan. We have a truck loan of $21K left. When we first got the loan, we had options to put disability and life insurance, period. Put disability and life insurance along with it, or on the loan as well as part of it. So in case one of us becomes disabled, not able to work, our credit union would take care of payments until we get back to work. Life insurance is if one of us passes away. That is what life insurance is. The credit union would pay off the whole loan, right? That's the basic gist of it. We only elected to do the life insurance, but it currently costs about $35 a month instead of the, get rid of that if you can. Take that off of the loan, and you just get term life insurance anyway. And that would be a total death benefit. And the life insurance you need to have, if anyone, is dependent on your income, and that includes a spouse. And so you would have to replace your income. So you want to have the insurance pay out 10 times your annual salary. And so that would probably be maybe $75, something like that, maybe, but much cheaper than whole life. Never get whole life at all, but you should have that on both people. All right, Persificus, okay. Can I buy a little outside of what I have? What do you mean, of what you can afford? Is that what that means? So obviously, I know this is a Dave Ramsey sub. Really? Some people do not know that. So open it up. Open the new window. That's all right. That will still work. So obviously, I know it's a Dave Ramsey sub. And when it comes to cars, cash is king. That's right. I want to ask a hypothetical that, if I'm being honest, to be honest, could be the situation I may run into. Also, I'm new to the sub, so forgive me if this hypothetical has been asked already. Of course it has. There's only so many financial questions, and especially regarding the Ramsey stuff. Let's say my goal for my next car is 12 to 15K, a nice reliable vehicle that can tackle my hour-long round trip in Iowa for work every day. No debt, and currently able to sock away 1K each month for the car. Great. My current car was my college car that was left to the elements and not properly taken care of for the past 5 years. Now, whose fault was that? So, stupid tax, have to get a new car. Additionally, I'm single and only have one means of transportation to and from work, so I'm not the most comfortable with driving it till it dies. Why? You can just keep the money to buy a new car and not buy the new car until you need it. Let's see, is there a point that is justifiable to finance the car? No. Under those conditions, no. Just because you want to do it doesn't change the advice. And I don't know, I mean, so I obviously know this is a Dave Ramsey sub, and when it comes to cars, cash is king. And if I'm being honest, could be the situation I may run into. It's definitely the situation you're in because you want to get more car than the money you have. So let's see, for example, if I have, and this is probably the exact thing that's happening, if I have 8K saved up, I don't right now. Okay, so it is hypothetical. Could I get a slightly better 12K car, make 1K payments and get it taken care of in 4 months? See, I'll pay it right off. I'll pay it right off. So when you do the Ramsey advice, you're stopping this dumb stuff of constantly buying stuff you don't have cash to pay for and going into debt to do so. So right now it's just $4,000, but then what if there's a $15,000 car that you want instead? So then it's gonna take 3 more months at $1,000 a month. And so then it just keeps going up from there. And then if you do that, then what's the next thing gonna be? And so this is doing it wrong. And so you don't wanna take Dave's advice, you don't have to, but again, why try to run it through the Ramsey subreddit? Now, it is just a subreddit. It's not Ramsey Solutions website itself. So you are going to have people, 36 comments. Some of the people said, yeah, go ahead and finance it, I'm sure. Can I buy a little outside of what I have? So that's what I mean. And that's the problem with it, is that it's not just going to be, oh, just this little much, this just one time. No, that's going to keep happening. You have to tell yourself, no, stop doing dumb crap. Stop taking out debt. Coach Smith, 1993. Let's see, long story short, my wife and I bought a car 18 months ago that I think we can pay off, so they didn't buy it. They financed it. In the next 4 months or so, after actively working to get the money for 6 months. Actively working to get the money. You mean just working at work? Or doing something else? The question is, the car is almost 30K left. Okay. We have around 20K in our high yield savings account. Should we go ahead and massive dump money on it? Or just keep hard saving and lump sum it at the end? No, because you're paying the interest on it now for the amount that's on there. You're paying interest on 30K on the car, and you're only making interest on 20K in the high yield savings account. So that could be, I mean, that could be breaking even. They could be doing a little bit better, but that's debt leveraging, and that's not what Dave recommends. So nope, you're throwing you have $1,000 emergency fund, and you're throwing every other penny to the car and then any other debt you have. Hopefully you don't have any lesser debt, because the lesser debt is what gets paid off first, which people don't seem to understand, even though it's perfectly easily explained right here in the baby steps. It doesn't say unless you wanna after any of these steps. It doesn't say pay off the debts out of order. It says smallest to largest. It doesn't say, well, save extra more, save $20,000 in a high yield savings account before you pay off debt. It does not say any of that stuff. Stick to what it says. This from Hada, like hater, I guess. 39, maybe. Is it a right time for me to move out, or should I wait? 24, living with parents. Dave would say yes, it is time. He does not a fan of adults living with parents. Making $90,000 with no debt. Okay, and you don't even have to be making that much and not have debt in order for him to think that you need to be moving out. So you probably need to be moving out, if again you want to take his advice on it. I have $45K in cash and liquid assets saved up. My 401K match and Roth IRA are maxed every year. Just up to the match, or are you got to be doing 15% of gross income. About 70K saved in retirement alone. Okay, should I wait to save up a sizable down payment, find an apartment, or move out as soon as possible? I believe it was a 19 or 20-year-old last time on the weekend asked a similar question about going directly from living with mommy and daddy, regardless of them being an adult, you're still living with mommy and daddy, and talked about going directly from living with mom and daddy to buying a house and then having to do everything by yourself. So I would recommend a year renting, and that way you also know if you want to be in a particular neighborhood as well. Like if it's some way further than down the block, that kind of thing, and you don't already know the area in the city you're in. Should I wait to save $1 maybe we'll find an apartment? No, I would, find an apartment. And you probably do need more of a down payment. Let's see, 90 and 90, 180, and 45 would be 225. So so you'd need at least a 75K, but rent and save more. And then you can be sure you want to live in that area. Let's see. Although it still appears the property market is in a bubble. It's been appearing that way for years, and it hasn't burst. So, that's not what you wait on. You wait on is because you might not be ready for house ownership. And especially if you don't have enough down payment, which you don't quite. And that's for if you get the 300K. Now, when you start doing the other thing, which is a little bit up there, just a little bit more than I'm supposed to buy according to Ramsey's guidelines. I just want a little bit more, so I'm going to finance it, and then it ends up being a lot more. So that's the problem again with giving people an inch. Then they take a mile and say, well, he said I could. So that's why you don't say they could. That's why the rules are the same for everybody. No matter if you live in a high cost of living area or not, that's not Dave's fault. If you don't make high cost of living money, you can't live in a high cost of living neighborhood, usually. Unless you have unless you have a trust fund or have a bunch of other money laying around. I always wanted to have my own home and never rent. Yeah, I understand that. And, and if it ends up being that you would just move to that neighborhood anyway after a year renting, but at least then you'd know. So I skipped this one, didn't I? Oh, I skipped a couple of them. I didn't realize. Oh, we did that. Debt payment advise. It's advice. IDVICE is what it should be. I'm going to skip this one. On accident. Do I stop all retirement funding until my debt is paid off? It doesn't matter whatever is written here. It doesn't change that. The answer is yes. Step 2 is pay off all debts, smallest to largest, using that snowball method. And way up here on step 4 is investing. So this doesn't say, oh, jump to step 4 and start investing if you want. Doesn't say that right there. And I know it doesn't say this, but here's how it works. So I'll tell you how it works. Steps 1, 2, and 3, you do in order, one at a time. You do not pass go. You do not move on to step 2 and start paying off more than minimums on debt until you have that $1,000 emergency fund. Once you have that $1,000 emergency fund, that's when you start paying minimums on everything else. But on the smallest debt, you pay whatever extra you have. Okay. Don't think I need the water. Thought I was going to need the water. And then once you have all of your non-mortgage debt paid off, then you move to step 3. You don't start saving extra money until all the debts are gone. All the non-mortgage debts are gone, specifically. And then you don't start investing until you have your full emergency fund either. Also, for buying a house, I would recommend having the 6-month emergency fund because you have to fix whatever goes wrong with the house. You can't call your landlord. If you call your landlord and you bought a house, your phone is going to ring. So yes, you do that. Let's read it anyway, shall we? Baby step 3 flare here. You're not in baby step 3 if you have debt, sir. Baby step 3. This is one of these people that somehow think, people told Rachel Cruz to her face. A young lady said, I don't have debt. Oh, I have a student loan, but I don't have debt. It's debt. $26K in student loans. I make $80,000 a year and have no other debt. That's debt, though. You just called it debt. Where's the baby step 3 coming at? Well, I'm almost on baby step 3. You're not there yet, sister. Student loans, or doesn't matter the interest, doesn't matter the payment. On the 10-year payout, doesn't matter either. I'm currently contributing, doesn't matter. No, you don't do any of that. So all in all, 9% of my income is going to my 401k RN. That means right now. For the older people watching, the kids know what RN means. 27-year-old, I have about $5,000 in my 401k right now. Should I stop contributing until I get my student loan paid off? Yes, you should. 9% of income, 9% of 80,000, because it's 9% of gross. So that would be a little under 8,000. I guess if she hadn't been working there a full year yet, but she's had more than $5,000 in there, and that should be just with her money going in, not counting anything that it would be invested in. So I would check on that to see what it's invested in, because that has made nothing. And she hasn't even been putting in, maybe not putting in 15% of the gross amount here. So, maybe she was doing that because she's also trying to pay off debt. And that's exactly what you do. Instead of not doing the 15% of gross, that means you do none of gross to that. And you do everything extra to pay the debt off. All right. Blame me, I did it. Okay. Gotcha. How many people got to being debt-free but then went back to debt? I did. It was a rush getting to the point where we paid everything off, and then what happened? And we did very much reset our financial priorities. Apparently not. And establish good saving habits. No, you didn't. After a while, we plunged back into it. To be fair, to be honest, for me, my wife and I both love cars. I don't give a crap. And it was a car purchase. I don't give a crap. You don't get a pass for that. Justification station. That's fine. You don't have to follow Dave's advice. Again, why are you posting it on Dave Ramsey's subreddit? We did pay it off in 2 years. Great. But I just bought another one in December. Okay. No time for that person. Not going to learn ever. Big Pair 5541. I mean, they know the answer already. They know it already. They just aren't going to do it. That's fine. You don't have to. But apparently you think you need to come in here and get some kind of justification for it or something. And you can do that in this subreddit. Pretty much no matter what you put in here, probably some commenter will say, yeah, that's okay to do. It's not, and you already know it's not. Big Pair 5541, new grad, loans, life. Those are things that happen. Congratulations on graduating. No congratulations on the loan. Congratulations on having the life. Hey everyone. Hi guys. New grad here. Had a few questions regarding paying off my loans. My student loans are coming up in the end of June. Well, they've already been there. So I think my first payment is in July. You could have paid before now. I have 9K in loans. One is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The interest rates don't matter. People love to say those. They don't matter. Never matter with Ramsey stuff. I also have a no interest credit card that ends September at 900. This is where Dave would go, oh honey. Next week I'll have the credit card I use monthly at 0 with about 600 in my checking. I wanted to ask if I should pay off this no interest credit card and start fresh when I start paying off my loans, or leave the credit card as is and start sending payments on my loans now. No, you do smallest to largest, so it would be that $900. So you would pay that off first and stop doing that dumb crap. Never sleep. Where do I put funds for a house? You put it in a high yield savings account, because the funds for the house, that's going to be, so you don't even need immediate access to that. That one can have the 1 to 3 day transfer period, transfer window there. If it's your emergency fund, you have to have immediate access to that debit card or check writing on that amount in the high yield savings account if it's your emergency fund, because emergencies don't wait for that 1 to 3 day transfer to happen. But if it's a house, now check this out. Yeah, normally that would be a high yield savings account. But if you're not going to be buying the house for 5 years, you can actually put it in the market and make more money on it, because the chances are extremely high that in every 5-year period, the market is up. We did a lot of research and found out it's better to save until we get to maybe even 50 to 100% cash. That's approved. Down on a house and just rent until then. Where should we be putting the saving? As it will take us about 7 years. Yeah, you can put that in a market, just a brokerage account. You don't put that in a tax advantage retirement account because that doesn't qualify, because you will be taking it out in about 7 years. Maybe even 10 if we go for 100%. Yeah, so do that. What we really want is somewhere we can pull it when we are ready without hassle. That would be yeah, but still the same. I mean, you got to pay taxes on it, on the gains when you do cash it out, but it doesn't have hassle. Hassle is HASSLE, not EL. But also that makes a good percentage. Our high yield savings account is only 4.5, so that isn't enough. And that's what it's going to be about. I mean, you can sometimes get 1.5 or a little over 5%, but that's all it's going to be. So if you want to make more, and since it's going to be at least 7 years, you can put it in the market. Federal Donkey 4816. High yield savings. So I'm trying to find the best option for a high yield savings account. Currently, I just keep my savings in my Chime account. It's just been convenient, but I want to maximize my yield. Right. And so if you're keeping your savings in your time account where it's convenient, why would you need it to be convenient if you're only saving it? If you're dipping into it, that is not what savings is. If you're constantly dipping into it. So yeah, you do high yield savings account. Absolutely. And if you want to make sure it stays there, so it can't be your emergency fund, because emergency fund you do have to have immediate access to. But if you just want to do savings and it's not going to be touched for anything else, generally if something comes up, you can transfer it, but that's normally a 1 to 3 day transfer if you don't have a debit card or check writing access to it, which is fine for just a savings that is not your emergency fund. Mission Astronomer 42. Save for home in high cost of living area or investment property in low cost of living, middle cost of living area. 27, man, single, household income 70K with no debt and a fully funded emergency fund. And saving 15% towards retirement. Live in the Bay Area, that's California. Should move to America. Bay Area, definitely a high cost of living area. I've been looking to save for a house, but the housing prices got me discouraged to say the least. Yep. That means you don't make 70K is like 35, 40K in the Midwest in California. 70K is like 35K. So not a lot at all. Like not poverty, but definitely low class. A half decent house / apartment that's not totally beat up already is 800K plus. Yeah, can't afford it. Even if I save aggressively, it's going to take at least 5 years. Yep. I've thought about investing in an investment property in a lower cost of living area that's in with my income bracket and continuing to rent. Good or bad idea? Any alternative? Yes, I don't know what that's going to say. Something about, I know it's not what Dave would do. And no, it's not. No, you wouldn't do that. You don't take out a mortgage on an investment property. You do investment property in cash only. Now, you can get a mortgage on your house, but then you would need to do a big down payment to be able to afford that on only 70K income. So, let me give the third option. No, you move and live in a low cost of living or mid cost of living area instead of staying in California with that low income, which is not low for a lot of places here in America, but in California, that's very low. Convincing our HR to start a match. That's human resources. I don't know that you can do that. You can ask. Does anyone have a template that I could use to send a letter to HR to try to convince them to start a 401k match? Like something discussing how it's advantageous for them as well as our employees. You could just Google that and make your own template. Because I'm sure there's lists online that say why the HR is good. That's, morale. That's like a bonus on top of salary, etc., etc. So there's a bunch of things on there that you could get from the internet, and then you make your own template, even if there's not one out there. Oh, Jesse HRV00. Extra income advice. The answer is yes to the extra income. Let's see. Hi, everyone. Hi, guys. I'm here to ask for advice. Okay, I just had a major influx of income. Excellent. And have about 5 to 6K left over every month. What should I do with the extra income? Well, extra income you apply to whatever baby step you're on. So let's see what they say. I plan on putting 15% of my income into investments. I'm considering any opportunity. I've considered real estate, storage units, diversification of more than 15%. Etc. I'm 26 and live a very frugal life. My only payments are rent and my vehicle. So you wouldn't be investing in anything. You would be paying off that car debt. So you're doing it wrong. So the answer is, as usual, hey, you know what you might want to do? Follow the baby steps. be happy today first, okay? Good advice. I'm 40 years old with 30K in debt. Do I stop my matching retirement? Yes. I decided to stop my match for 1 year to pay off debt. Okay, great. So you already did it. Cool. I have about 70K in retirement accounts. It's growing nicely, but I'm not contributing any additional money. That's fine. You got too much leaving with the 30K in debt. Pay that off, and then you can do 15% of gross. I make about 95K. I'm putting about 2K per month towards my debt. Is this the better option? I would put more than 2K if you can. Cut out some other stupid spending you're doing, is what I would suggest. And not everybody, this person may not be doing any stupid stuff, but still having the debt and not contributing any money, though. A lot of people would be paying off the debt and also putting in up to the match. Maybe there's no match. But it seems to me that, let's see, 70K, depends on where he is, though, may not have anything he can cut out of the budget. But if there are any non-necessities out of the budget, they're gone until the debt's paid off and you have the full emergency fund. And then you can get that subscription to Spotify back. 8 characteristics of debt slayers. Let's see, this is from some other website. Fantastic article from Becoming Minimalist. Maybe the person that wrote it, never know. I won't act like I haven't advertised on here. I certainly have. I asked them if I could put the original Baby Step song on here, the YouTube video for it, and they allowed it. I sent them another one. I forget which song it was, but no, I don't do it for all. Didn't do it for all the songs, and I did it for one song, like maybe 6 months or something like that later, and I got no answer back, and so I didn't worry about it. But then when I wrote the latest one, which I actually forgot all about, or I would have done that one probably instead of the original Baby Step song. I would have done the That's What Gives You Financial Peace song, and that's the newest one. That is in that music playlist. So yeah, they were kind enough to let me put the link to that one on here as well. I asked first. Recommended book on aligning skills with interests. You can do like, there's been people in the Ramsey Show chat asking about career advice and stuff like that. Of course, Ken Coleman has a career assessment, and there's other ones online as well. Let's see. Identifying your personal interests and your skills and seeking the career that align both of those. I'm struggling to find that book. It was recommended by Dave Ramsey. It's probably one of Ken's books, but I don't see a book offered now that triggers my memory. Help me find the book, please. Ken has several books, so Ken Coleman would be the author you would be looking for on that. Psychological Win 758. Car O payment free. All right, maybe the O is extra there. Car payment free. We're in baby step 2. I think my spouse finally is finally bought in. Has finally bought in. Baby step 1 was surprisingly easy. Yeah, when you stop spending money on crap, then money can pile up. Let's see, I had to save more than 1K, but here we are. You do not have to do anything, and that's why they put had in uppercase here, because she knows that's bull crap as well, or he knows that that's not true. You didn't have to do anything. The advice says $1,000, excuse me, and you didn't have to do that. Anyway, working towards baby step 2. We have about 1,400 in credit cards left after starting at over 20K. All right. Yeah, that's good progress. 3K credit line is paid in full. Close it. My son's orthodontist has 1,900 left. Yep, so you should do the individual credit cards first because those are going to be lower than the 1,900. I own my own truck. Law to have a truck, I guess, if you're a man. We have a beater car for my son to learn on and eventually buy from me once he has his license. Oh, no giving the car. Gonna buy that from. And my wife owed about 8,500 owes. About 8,500 on vehicle. Yeah, so that would be after. So yeah, credit cards first. Well, she decided to downgrade after finding a decent car. Oh, okay. Oh, owed. Okay, so they paid that 8,500 off, I guess. She had plenty of equity, and we were able to even trade. Not if it was at a dealer. She didn't even trade. Oh, dealer made some money off of that bad boy. I assure you. Oh my goodness, it's War and Peace. Look how long that is. Phrasing. Let's see. Oh my goodness, that's so much. What was the question? Yeah, okay. Congratulations. Is there I'm torn to add this to an emergency fund or add it to the last and biggest debt. Add it to the last and biggest debt. I have a paid camping trip in July. You paid it out of your money or somebody else is paying for it? After that, I'm selling our camper, okay? Yeah, you have $1,000. It's very clear in the baby steps. You $1,000 emergency fund. Everything else, every cent goes to debt. Anyhow, that means we'll be paying between $1,275 and $1,775 a month on those pesky student loans. Yep, you took them out. So let's say, oh, mine were paid by the Army years ago. But my wife has about $65K and no degree. Yep. That's the kids. That's what you got to think about when you're signing the paper. You got to think about that. Oh, everybody doesn't graduate. Everybody that signs that paper thinks, oh, for sure, graduate. Everybody doesn't graduate. I think the last time I heard a stat, I think about 50% do not graduate. Okay, what's the deal? Own the house and have about 50% equity. That will be down the road, but once those two loans are paid off, will be set and mortgage will be easy to, yeah, generally it is. And that's why you do these steps in order like that. So once you get to steps 4, 5, and 6, you can knock out that mortgage quickly. Absolutely. I asked my wife by that time, can you imagine at minimum $2K a month not going to payments? Yeah. To get through everything, it will take us just under 10 years. Actually, if you do the stuff like you're supposed to do it and not save up extra than $1,000 and not do anything else that you're not supposed to do, most people get it done earlier than any projections that they do. So where's that? 10 years. That put me around age 50. I can hopefully be wise in my 50s and retire early. Yep, all depends on you. If you made it through reading all that, I did not. On our way to be ruled by debt no more. Okay, well that's great. That's good. Cool. Just wanted to share progress. Effective lead 3488. Stop saving / pay off debt. Yes, you save $1,000. Then you stop saving and you pay off debt. You understand steps 1 and 2 perfectly. Good job. I owe $138,000 on mortgage. 10 more years to go. 17K on car. 62-year-old, okay, up there. One retired, 64. Might not have it. Might have to work longer, dog. Net worth around 600K. Gonna have to work longer. Mostly 401K, very little liquid, maybe 20 to 24K. Should I stop saving altogether and focus on reducing mortgage and paying? I was contributing $2,500 a month toward 401K and cash savings. You're doing it wrong. So stop doing that. Stop investing. Do the baby steps in order. And when you get all of your regular debt done and save your full emergency fund, then you can invest in retirement again. And guess what? you're probably not going to be able to retire at 64 or 65. You will need more than 2 or 3 years to get this done and house paid off. Throw me away, 1992. Do you put your 1K cash from step 1 into your step 3 savings account? Yeah, a lot of people confused about that as well. I was never confused about it, which is you don't need 3 to 6 months of expenses plus $1,000. Your $1,000 becomes, that's the start of your baby step 3 full emergency fund. That's all I suggest. Are we supposed to keep the cash hidden or stuff it into 3 as part of 3? Is there a source from Ramsey himself saying what to do? Thank you. Yes, it's called the Ramsey Show. And you could probably YouTube search the Ramsey Show, step 1, step 3 maybe. The Ramsey Show emergency fund maybe, and you might hear him say it himself, but trust me, that's how it works. Bus Advance 1090. Is this a smart move? Me and my wife are currently on baby step 2. I'm a nurse who has the opportunity to work unlimited overtime at my job. I'm currently working between 48 to 76 hours per week. My wife is working 30 hours per week, but she takes care of our kids and house duties. In 4 months, we paid, P-A-Y-E-D, that's not correct, P-A-I-D, off my student loans, which are $20,000. We have my wife's student loans to go, which is $100,000. I estimated this will take us 9 months. Next is baby step 3. Indeed, starting to plan out a little further than you need to, but people love to do that. And one of the reasons they love to do it is, and I probably did it too, but one of the reasons is because when you're in step 2 and you're paying off debt, you can't do, if you're not going to go to work, you're just sitting around and you have nothing else to do that can get you on the steps quicker, and you think, well, I'll just protect out my entire life here. Let's see. After we complete baby step 3, we want to pay off our house. That is not how it works. Let's see, 140,000 left. How much? Oh, unlimited overtime at the job. That is good, and that'll get the debts paid off quicker. But I mean, I don't know how much. The thing, where you would go on that is, like, instead of investing to pay off the house, if you could pay it off in like 1 year, that would be the only time where you would do that. Otherwise, invest and do 4, 5, and 6 all at the same time, and then just pay it off as soon as you can. It'll still get paid off earlier, but you also have some in retirement as well. And so, but like, if you can take 1 year off of investing and pay off that house within that year, then yeah, that's allowable. Wild Village 9853, Roth or traditional 401k and IRA, 160k salary. Okay, I'm 25 and trying to decide if I should use traditional or Roth retirement accounts. I have 2 jobs. Are they not really jobs? And regularly do consulting work that's structured like this. Job 1, 75, doesn't matter. Job 2, 85, doesn't matter. I mean, maybe the no retirement bits part matters, and the 401k at 5%. Other consulting work, inconsistent income, right? 15k this year, okay. I've been maximizing my employer contribution, investing 8% of my job. Okay, so here, no matter what any of that says, again, it's going to be Roth is your first, match is your first, because that's 100% rate of return on a match. So even if it's in a traditional 401k, you would put that amount in there because you get 100% back on that. So you have the 5% match. So you putting in 5% gets you another 5%, and that's 100% rate of return, even before you invest both of those amounts. And so That matches first, and then next is Roth, because especially at 25, dog, you got 40 years. If you retire at 65, you have 40 years in the market. Okay, so you got plenty of time to make a buttload of money, and so your contribution amount's going to be right here, and your growth amount is going to be right here. It's going to be way, way more. Now, do you want to pay taxes over your lifetime? Do you want to pay taxes on this much or that much? That's what I thought. That's why it's Roth before the traditional. Because the traditional 401k, the tax advantage you get is you're not taxed on the contributions, but you do pay tax on the growth when you take it out in retirement. And so I would rather have the no taxes in retirement, because that leaves you more for retirement. Otherwise, baby 3717, what would Dave Ramsey tell me? He'd tell you to do the baby steps. So in February, I had a debt collection notice in the mail saying pay 50% of the balance by April 30th and we'll settle the full amount, okay? If you have that much money by April 30th, which is today, so if you had that much by today, sure. Oh, so I gathered 50% of the balance, contacted the debt collector via email, sent them the letter and requested them to send a document we can both e-sign before making that payment. So it's 100% verified that the full balance is done with the 50%. They responded back with they couldn't see the letter and that my name is not under that file number, and told me to send the correct file number on Sunday the 21st. I called them. Yeah, see, collectors are going to do that stuff too. They're not the most reputable people. So they're going to try to play games with you on that as well. Still have the 50% of the money saved, and I have other debt to pay. Pay the other debt. Screw them. Called them, was told nobody was there that could help me, sent an email out. Yeah, so they don't want it. That was just to get you to contact them, apparently. So they don't want it. Pay your other debt. I'm thinking about saving the 50% as it's a huge amount. It's the best deal I'm ever going to get from any debt collection agency. That's false. The longer you wait, the less they will settle for. So that's false. And focus on paying the rest of the debt with future money. Now, pay your other debt. Now, if that's the only collections you have, if you have other debt and collections, you can contact them and offer them whatever amount of that 50% you want to give them to try to settle it. And if they want to settle it, they'll settle it. If not, they'll wait, and you can put it on your current debt that's current, not in collections. If I don't hear back from them after I paid the rest of my debt, I'll go ahead and do my debt-free scream. No, you still have debt. You still do have to settle with them. So I would not do your debt-free scream until that. I mean, you'll know you're debt-free except for collections, and that's fine, but I would not do that because that is still considered debt. All right, let's see. Fast Rider 6501, 401k versus short-term rental biz to fund retirement. Short-term rental biz. Well, if you can start up that business with cash and you think that's going to make you more money than the 401k will, I mean, that's up to you. But the 401k is definitely going to make you X amount of money. Your rental biz might not work. Just check how many rental bizes have not worked in the history of man. Let's see, my wife and I have pretty low balances on our 401k for our age. I'm 50. Yeah. So this person is trying to beat the clock by, let me do something more risky so that I can have even less in retirement than if I did a 401k this whole time. And you know what? Here again, you working longer than 65. You're going to work longer. Both of you are going to work longer. Cars are paid for. Great. Classic valued at 70 to 80K. You could sell that and put that into retirement investing as well. If you're concerned about retirement, you don't need a classic car valued at 70 to 80K. You don't need that. you will need retirement money. So got to pay, even in this situation, even if you don't have any debt, even if you have 2 taken care of and 3 taken care of and you're on baby step 4, you still can't do whatever you want to. Even on step 4, you can't. Together we earn about $182 annually. Where's it going? We only contribute 7% to 401k. Why? Why is that? Where's the rest of the money going? And how do you think you're going to do a short-term rental biz if you don't have extra money that you wouldn't be contributing? But I'm frustrated with the measly 3 to 5% returns. Then the 401k is in crappy investments. And so have them change the investments to something better. Because the market has made much more than that. It doesn't say how many years they've been doing that, but 3 to 5% returns not acceptable. You can get that in a high yield savings account, so that's not acceptable. However, we own our primary home, great. Worth about $1.2 million. You know what you could do? You could move down in house. And we have 1 short-term rental, we Airbnb, but also worth about $1.2 million. Have a mortgage on that. And so you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. So here's what you do. Here's what you do, dog. You sell that house and you invest the extra into your retirement account. Or in a Roth IRA where you can pick your own if your 401k people can't get it together. 35% is dumb in the past few years. My goodness. Let's see what else we got here. What up, Sid? Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it muchly. Where are we here? The 1 Airbnb is the only debt we have at $3,500 mortgage per month. Yep. You're doing it wrong. Sell that one. And put the equity in retirement. Investing. It's a 4-bedroom. I don't care about any of that. Backing up to National Forest. Doesn't matter. None of it matters. I was planning on relying on the short-term rental revenue to fund my retirement at around age 60. Yeah, dreaming. Dreaming, dog. And hope to scale it up to $130K a year in the next 3 to 5 years. No, because you would have to do that with debt. And that is a no-no as far as Mr. Ramsey is concerned. So that's a negative, good buddy. I should get that clip too. Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. Of course, Maverick buzzes the tower anyway. Our 401ks at that time may only be $600K, and especially if you're leaving it in crappy investments, and you're not putting the full 15% of household gross income. So that means both. However, we will also eventually inherit about $1 million plus from our parents when they pass on, but don't want to think about that. Sure, I get it. I'm on the right track, or should I sell the short-term rental? Yes. And invest the equity? Yes. Of course, I'll get a huge tax bill if I sell it. Yes, but you also get a huge pile of cash as well to invest, which is what you're short on now, and you don't fix that with debt. That is not the way to fix that. That is dumb. Let's see. Fellow Canadians, I found an FPU workaround. This will be neat to know. Let's see if it actually successfully purchased Ramsey Plus from Canada. I tried purchasing previously on Canada, and it wouldn't work with my Canadian Visa debit. Found a website called States Card. Oh my goodness, that sounds like that might not be 100% legit. Let's see. Gave it a shot. Works great. You basically use credit card or PayPal to fund a virtual American card. It gives you a U.S. address and everything for filling out your details. Super smooth process. I'm really looking forward to completing FPU. Congratulations. Resourceful for being able to find that. But you have to be aware of the differences in the retirement accounts that won't be covered and the different mortgage rules and such. And those about Canada, those you'll be on your own to learn about because that won't be covered in FPU. So, but again, this website called States Card, who knows, could be 100% legitimate, and and the FCC has no problem with them doing that. I don't know if the Canadian government might have the problem with them doing that, but they can't do anything about it, I guess. They could do something to you for using it, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the legal ramifications are on that, but so I wouldn't recommend this to anybody. But I mean, there's a lot of things on the internet that are ways to get around things, and this is one of them. So congratulations for finding it. All right, so let's do this one. Illustrious Link 407, emergency outweighs funds. Okay, gotcha. I've been in baby step 2 for a while. I'm making progress. A couple more cards and paid off within 6 months, and was hit with an emergency that will cost about $4,000. I have baby step 1, $7,000, right? So I have no choice but to use credit for the rest. That's not true. You do have other options. You just need to exhaust all of them before you go back into debt for it, because that will wipe out everything that you've done within the last 6 months. And please, please let the emergency be an actual emergency, not that just something you want. So like if something broke that you want to have, like a new iPhone or something like that, you don't need that. You can get the cheapest phone and the cheapest service and keep going. And you get another iPhone once you have baby step 3 solved. Finished. So let's see. Super upsetting to be set back so close to the end. Just a little rant. Yeah. Yep, that does happen, but it's not a setback if you find another way to do it. So be like this first person and look on the internet for a way around using credit and going back into debt for it. Work more, spend less, cut. If you have any necessities or any non-necessities rather that are still in the budget that you haven't cut yet, cut those. If you have stuff you can sell that. You do everything you can to avoid going back into debt, which that's the whole thing. If you're not familiar, Mr. Ramsey's the no debt guy. All right, so back here again. So as far as those songs, and again, I'll have to listen to it, and I don't think those songs had any music to it, but I was definitely listening to music in my earbuds, and so sorry if you just heard me singing a cappella. Apologies, but all these have music in them as well. And there's my latest hot hit with 32 views, even though I did put that on the in that Dave Ramsey subreddit. I guess people were not that interested, but anyway, it's on there. I got, let's see, some of them, probably the baby step song is going to be 336 views. It says they put it on there 2 years ago, but I feel like it's more like 4, so at least got to be coming up on about 3. That thing seems to have been out there a while. Maybe I'm just not remembering. That happens. That's what happens when you get old. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do the plugs. If you do not know me, you should. I'm a very likable guy. I'm also a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and my name is Coach Steve Money. And you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money if you're having money troubles or you just want to make sure you're on the right track. You can do that, and that is a video conferencing appointment, so you can do that from anywhere in the world, right from the comfort of your own house or apartment or out on a park somewhere. Your choice. As long as I can hear you, that'll work. You can email me about coaching or anything in my YouTube channel, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Other options for donations would be Cash App, $ Coach Steve Money. Or you can do a Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. And there's the link right there. See, Cash App, $ Coach Steve Money, or Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money, of course. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. And as always, make smart financial decisions every day.